What if you could become a better person, not by working harder, but by taking one small step a day? And not because you're a bad person now, but because there's something inside you that's ready for more. How to Be a Better Person gives you one tiny step a day you can take to be the person you want to be. My mission? To help you live your best life. Hi, and welcome to How to Be a Better Person. I'm Kate, your host. Today is Friday, January 24th, and on Fridays, I talk about finances. The tip I'm sharing with you today will help you decide what to spend your money on by helping you see just how much power those dollars of yours have when you spend them. That tip is to vote with your dollars by buying things that support causes, people, places, and principles that matter to you. Adam Smith, the economist who wrote The Wealth of Nations in the late 1700s, which is considered to be one of the foundational texts on capitalism, said that people making purchasing decisions will act out of their own self-interest, but in doing so, they will promote the interests of society, quote, as if by an invisible hand, end quote. Well, today's tip is to make that hand a little more visible and to give some thought to the consequences to society that your spending has. Because frankly, it's in our self-interest to do things that benefit the planet and the other 7.5 billion people who live on it. You may not realize the full extent of it, but your everyday purchasing decisions also have major power to support, or to take support away from, causes you care about. Let's take a look at the numbers. The average American household spends $762 on personal care products, $1,833 on clothes, nearly $2,000 on gas for their cars, $4,000 a year on those cars, and $7,700 on food every year. That's a little over $15,000 in just 1 year. Now multiply those numbers by 5, 10, 15, 20 to represent how much money you spend over the long term. And you can see that you personally make hundreds of thousands of dollars in purchases over the course of a lifetime. No matter how big your social media following is, you are an influencer via what you buy. Consider this your reminder to use that influence for good. By buying fair trade coffee, for example, you help ensure that coffee growers make a living wage. Fair trade chocolate means the farms that grow the cocoa beans have been verified not to use child slave labor to produce their chocolate. By springing for organic foods, you're voting for a world that has less environmental pollutants. By patronizing a local business, which I talked about in the Shop Local episode, which was episode 84, you're voting for a more financially healthy local community. I know it's easy to let price or prestige be your guide, but there's more to life than the bottom line. Let your spending reflect your values. Capitalism depends on supply and demand. It doesn't work without demand. And when you vote with your dollars and patronize places, people, and things that aim to make the world some level of better, you demand that these things be paid attention to. And when more and more of us demand more social, environmental, and fiscal responsibility, all companies pay attention. It's important to note that not shopping somewhere has big-time power too. The gun violence prevention group, Moms Demand Action, launched a series of boycotts of major retailers like Target, Starbucks, and Chipotle to get them to stop allowing people to openly carry weapons in their stores. And it worked. Think about how Uber's CEO had to step down after the company crossed taxi picket lines during the protests that sprung up in the aftermath of the Muslim ban, and because he sat on one of Trump's advisory boards. There was also reporting that came out about how toxic their work environment was for women. The hashtag #DumpUber trended on Twitter, and that company had to do some soul searching. So, buy the electric or hybrid vehicle. Pay up for the organic or fair trade food. Choose to get your electricity from alternative energy sources. Support the company that builds giving into its business model. And know that you're getting more than just the thing you're buying. You're helping the world be a better place. You only get a chance to vote at the polls at most once a year. By voting with your dollars, you get to help decide what kind of a world we live in every single day, multiple times a day. Think about that when you get your wallet out this weekend. That's it from me today. I hope you have a great weekend. And if you'd like to interact with the podcast over the weekend, sign up for my newsletter at beabetterpersonpodcast.com and click on the Get Podcast News button. Every Saturday morning, I send you all the episodes from the previous week so you can catch up. I share listener stories and give you a sneak peek into the week ahead. It helps you keep the bettering going even on your days off. Thanks for listening to How to Be a Better Person. Our theme song is Left for Deadish by Junior85. The podcast is mixed by Sound Advice Strategies. If you liked what you heard in this episode, share it with someone you think would like it too. Your voice matters. Also, How to Be a Better Person has an official newsletter that sends the past 7 episodes, a sneak peek of the week ahead, and one well-chosen meme to your inbox every Saturday morning. Sign up at beabetterpersonpodcast.com and click on Get Podcast News. I also love to hear from listeners. I love it. Send me an email by clicking on the Contact Kate button at beabetterpersonpodcast.com. Tweet me at Kate Han, Katehan, or find me on Instagram at Kate Hanley Author. I look forward to connecting with you.
This podcast is part of the Sound Advice FM network. Sound Advice FM, women's voices amplified.